This video is going to show us how to create a simple table to display columns of text and numbers, editing the table and ultimately doing some basic calculations. We can create more complex tables at a later stage, which we will have a look at to display accounting information or in fact to create forms, but that will be part of another session. Okay, so bear with me just while I share my screen. We're going to go into a basic Word document. Okay, so remember we got to that from File, New. Okay, and we are using the single spaced blank option. Okay, so a variety of different ways of creating a table. We can go to the Insert menu, and from the Table section on the left-hand side, we've got an option for tables. So quite simply, we can click and drag across the number of columns and rows that we require, and it will just insert the table for us. We can click on Insert Table, and I can say I want a table 6 columns by 6 rows, for instance. And I can change the size of the columns in here. Okay, but quite simply, once I've created a table, okay, if the column's not wide enough, I can come up to the border, get my skinny black cross, and I can click and drag the line. Okay, so I can change the width of the columns quite straightforward there, and there's another way of doing it within the Layout tab as well. Okay, so the other option for inserting a table was to draw the table. Okay, so if it's something that's kind of maybe irregular design, you can draw one. And there are also some quick table options from here, which you can have a look at and play about with. Okay, so a variety of different ways of doing the same thing. Okay, if I want to select the whole table to perhaps move it, okay, just click into the little icon at the top left. That will select the whole table. I can then hold my mouse button down, I can drag it, okay, to reposition it if I want to. Okay, if I want to select a column, okay, it's just move your mouse pointer to the top of the table. You get the black down arrow, and when I click my left mouse button, I will get one column. I can click and drag and select numerous columns. Similarly, if I want a row, just move your mouse pointer into the left margin, and again, click and drag, okay, and I can select multiple rows. To select just one cell, I just move I'm going to deselect that first. I'm going to move my mouse pointer into the bottom left of a cell. Okay, you get a black arrow diagonal, and I click on there. I'm just going to select one cell. Okay, so once I start to put in some text, okay, how do I move about? Okay, easiest way is just to move use your tab key. Okay, so that allows me to just keep on typing. My tab key will take me into the next column. I have also got my arrow keys, okay, so obviously the down arrow will move me down a row, up arrow moves me back up, left will take me to the left, and right will take me to the right. Shift and tab will also take you back to the previous column, okay? So, variety of different ways of moving about. Okay, if I hit Enter key within a cell, all I'm doing is making the box bigger, okay? So it does not take me from one row to the next. If I have started to put information down the very first column and I realise that I've missed a row at the end, okay, you can just click on the very last cell within the table, the bottom right, and just hit your tab key and it'll just pop one on at the end. If, however, I wanted one to be in the middle of the table, okay, because of the order of the text that I'm putting in, to select a row, just select it from the left margin again, and I can just use my right mouse button and I can insert. Okay, do I want it above or below? Okay, similarly with a column. Okay, if I wanted one in before Department C, again, right mouse button, and I can insert the column to the left or the right. Okay, you can also delete from here as well. Okay, so delete the columns, or similarly, right click and I can delete a row. Obviously also when I'm selecting, okay, you can see that I've got a variety of options from here as well for inserting and deleting the entire table. Okay, I can put my bold, italics and underline on my text. I can change the colour, and I can also do some shading from here. Okay, so a variety of ways of doing similar things, because I can also do that, as you know, from the Home tab. Okay, but also when I have selected the table, you'll note that I get Table Design and I get Layout tabs. Okay, you must have the table selected before they're available to you. Okay, so let's have a look at the table design. Okay, so there are lots of different styles. Okay, so you can play about with styles. Okay, so you can very quickly change the whole look and feel, okay, of your particular table, okay, by selecting one of those. I'm just going to undo that. Okay, we've got shading from here. Okay, so again, depending on what I've got highlighted, if it's just one cell, one column, one row, or a variety, okay, I can put in shading. Okay. Okay, again, I've got border styles. Okay, a whole host of different border styles. I can also pick the borders from up here. Okay, so I can have dashed lines, dashed and dots, double lines. Okay, squiggly lines, you name it, they're there. Okay, I can also change the thickness of the borders. Okay, I can, if I really want to be artistic, okay, I can use the border painter. Okay, so you see what I've got here. I've got a little paintbrush. I can then change the colour of my pen. Okay, and I can be very specific and I can draw, okay, just click and drag and I can be selective, okay, as to what I want to colour. Okay, so play about with all of these. If I click on the extended border options, okay, again, you can see here what it's going to do for me. Okay, so I've got, again, the different styles, colours and widths. Where do I want it? No borders, just a box around the edge, all borders, grids, okay, and I can also customize. When you customize, you can click on the little diagram here and it will show you where you're applying the border to, or in fact taking it off. Okay, similarly with shading, okay, you can pick up the shading from here. A nice one to also look at, which is quite possible here. I know it's not really related to tables, okay, but we can have a page border. Okay, so that just draws around the whole edge of the page. So again, you can just have lines, okay. You can change the colour and the thickness again, but we've also got some art. Okay, so depending on what it is you're doing, if you're doing a little menu or you're doing an invitation to a Christmas party or something like that, you can maybe put Christmas trees. Okay, and that just puts it very nicely around the whole table for the whole page for you. Okay, so again, okay, we can get to borders, as I've said, through borders and shading from here. It takes us to exactly the same place as the border painter extension. Okay, so as I say, a whole host of different ways of doing the same thing. Okay, you'll do something one way once, and then you'll do it another way the next time that you're working within the table. Okay, as I say, I'm very much a right mouse person, as you know. Okay, the layout tab, what does that do for us? Okay, so again, the layout tab will allow us to change the alignment of the table. Okay, so we can click on properties. Where do we want the table on the page? To the left, centered, to the right. Okay, and if we have any text, okay, we can apply text wrapping, just as you can do with a graphic. Okay, so we can say text wrapping around, and again, depending on the alignment that you've chosen, okay, the text wrapping will change accordingly. Okay, guess what? You can also get into borders and shading from here as well. Okay, so what else can we do? We can delete. Okay, so we can delete cells. Okay, rows, tables, sorry, cells, columns, rows, and we can delete the whole table from here as well. And we can also insert rows and columns from here too. Okay, we can change the height and the width. Okay, so we can change the height of a row and the width of a column. Okay, from the sections here in cell size. Okay, you can be very specific. Okay, about how what size you want. Okay, so you can change them from here. Okay. We can also change the direction of the text. Okay, so if I've got Department A selected, okay, I can change the direction of the text, and depending on what option I've chosen, okay, the alignment options also change accordingly. Okay, so again, you have lots of different varieties of ways of actually displaying the information within the cells. Okay, it's quite nice for headings. Okay, what else might I want to do? Oh, another way of inserting, sorry, a row. Okay, if I come into the left margin again, you can see that I've got a little plus. Okay, and if I click on that, it's going to add a row for me. Okay, at the end. Oh, sorry, it's going to add a row where the plus is, and you can see it's just getting bigger. Okay, so again, if I want more than one, I would just select more than one row and click on the little plus, and it's going to add them in for me. Okay, so whole host of different ways of doing the same thing. Okay, I'm going to go into an existing file and we're going to have a look at what we can also, some other things that we can do. Okay, so I want to insert a row above, okay, because I want to have in a heading in here. So Buchanan Limited, for instance. Okay, if I wanted to have that heading centered across the entire table, okay, I can merge the cells. Okay, so I select the row. There we go. And if I go to, if I can get to, if you bear with me till I get rid of this floating toolbar, I'm trying to get to the layout tab. Okay, I'll come back to that in a second, because what I want to do, I want to merge these into one. Okay, so here we go, I'm getting it now. Okay, so select my row, into layout. Into the layout tab, and I have an option, sorry, here for merging the cells. Okay, so it's merged and it's centered for me across the column headings. Okay, if I wanted to get that back, okay, again, I would just right click, go into layout, and I can say split the cells. Okay, so I can split it back into how many columns, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can put it back the way it was. Okay, then I'm just going to have to just kind of realign these. Okay, just by dragging. Okay, to just widen the column to where it was. Okay, so it's a little bit of playing about with this one. Okay, just because of the way I've merged and centered. Okay, so let's just delete that row. Okay, I just right click and I have missed my delete altogether. Bear with me. Oh, I've missed my delete again. It's not wanting me to delete that. Okay, so we'll just undo it for now. Okay. What I can also do, so I can also sort. Okay, so if I want to sort, okay, this one's already sorted in alphabetical order in ascending. Okay, what I want to do is I want to delete that row eventually. It's letting me do it. Okay, my dexterity with my right mouse button's not the best this morning. Okay, so if I want to sort, okay, a table, okay, what I need to be very careful with this one is if I select the whole table, okay, I've got a total line down here. So I don't want to select the whole table because I'm going to get the word total, okay, in front of training. Okay, so what I would just need to do is select the information, okay, that I want to be sorted. So we can either sort, okay, from the Home tab, A to Z, okay, or again, we can go to the Layout tab and we can sort from here. Okay, when we sort the table, okay, we sort by, okay, it's saying column 1 because obviously there is no heading in the very first cell, okay, but we could sort by any of the other column headings. Okay, but I'm going to say sort by column 1, and I have a header row, so make sure that you've got that selected. Okay, when I click on OK, okay, I've left it in ascending, beg your pardon, let's put it back to descending. Okay, and then again, put it back to ascending. Okay, so the thing to watch there is that you need to make sure that if you have total lines, you at the end, okay, that you don't include them within your within your sort. Okay, last little thing we're going to have a quick look at is we can put in very straightforward calculations within a Word table. Okay, it's not as sophisticated as Excel, okay, but it does do things for us, adding minimums, maximums, that kind of thing. Okay, so if I wanted to total up all of accessories, I click in FX on the layout to take me into formula, and you can see that it's defaulting into sum of left, which is what I want it to do. Okay, I can change the number format as well if I want. Okay, I can put it into currency. Okay, or I can have it just as a general number, or if I want the decimal points, okay, I can have them there. Okay, I'm just going to leave it as the default for now. Let's just use that one. Okay, so I'm just going to click on OK, and what that one's done is it's put in the comma for me. Okay, with so 5,800 with a comma. Okay, so what happens when I go into the next row? okay, and do formula. What it wants to do is sum of above, okay? It will always default to sum of the above when it's got something up above it. So you just need to be very careful about that. So I need to change above, obviously, to left. Okay, so as I said, it's not as sophisticated as Excel. Okay, change my number format to the same. Okay, so again, if I was to click in, the formula is going to say sum of above. Okay, so you just need to, as I say, be very, very careful. If I want to use one of the other options, okay, I can just type in here max, min, etc. But you've got a variety of options down here as well that you can see. Okay, so you can paste it in and then just change it about. Okay. So if I want to do the column, again, fx for the formula. Okay, defaults to sum of above. That's lovely. That's what I want. I want the one with the comma, for instance. Okay. Again, I would just need to do the same thing along. It's okay. It's defaulting to sum of above. That's perfect. That's what I want. Okay, what happens if I change any of the values? Okay, Excel, sorry, a Word, as I say, is not as sophisticated as Excel. Let's change software to 1000. Okay, so, oops, I didn't mean to hurt my enter key. Okay, the 5400 does not change. Okay, so you need to just be aware of that. If that 1000 was part of another formula over here as well, okay, what you need to do is highlight the whole table, okay, or do Control and A, okay, for all. And if you then hit your F9 key, okay, it will update. So it's changed the 5400 here to 52. And as I said, if I had already had done the calculation in here for sum of the left, it would have updated also in here. Okay, so that's some of the basic functions of table design and editing. Okay, thank you for watching.